All right, so we're gonna do a little flow today. The concept of flow really doesn't have to be too elaborate. You don't have to be a gymnast, you don't have to be a dancer. Trust me, I'm not. My background is in soccer and I was never the most flexible. The concepts here are going to be all that you need to work on, right? So even if you're not moving the exact same way that I am, and maybe I'm not moving the way someone else is moving, that's not the problem. What we're looking for here is quality movement. So the main concept is that you're in control of your movement all of the time. What does control mean? Well, I want you to think about the idea of whether you are relying on momentum or whether you can reverse your range of motion. So for example, if I just let go of my arm back here, I fall, right? Now I don't have control. As soon as that arm goes, I fall. So that means that my range of motion, or that my ability to move in that, is not under my control. There's a huge range from here to the floor where I don't have control. Maybe it's not the end of the world. Maybe I'm comfortable falling and I know how to fall, so I'm not too tight or stiff as I do that. But during this flow, I want you to have control of your range of motion. So if I counterbalance by reaching this leg out, then I can take this hand off. I can slowly come back or come forward. Slowly come back or come forward. I get to about here. Do I have control of that range? Maybe. Can I come up smoothly? Yes. I get to here, that foot is coming off the floor. I have to use momentum and a jerky movement to pull me up. Then I don't have range. What if I change my position and I come to the floor this way? Do I have control all the way up, all the way down? Can I come back? Can I start the movement? Can I reverse the movement? That's all we're looking for with this. I just want you to be in control. So if at any point you're following along to my words, you're following along to my instructions, and you feel completely lost, it's not that serious. Just go back a step or two, find a place where you're in complete control. Find a place where you have options of movement, where you can go forwards and backwards. If you get to that point and you're completely stuck and you start getting anxious, just take a breath, chill out. It's really not that deep, it's not that important. You'll figure out a position that works for you. And that's the main concept of flow, all right? Just that you can move or explore movement within your control. Everybody has certain ranges that they control. It mightn't be the same as the person beside them. That doesn't matter, all right? You're just trying to explore the ranges that you have control of. The more ranges you find, the bigger that they will grow. Right? The more we can show control to the nervous system, the more places we will be allowed to go. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next year. It's going to take time, years to develop all of this. Years and reps. And that's totally cool. It's all part of the process and the journey. All right, so today, I'll do a fun little one. Semi-strength based, semi-mobility based. You could use this as a workout in itself. Just do multiple rounds of it. You could use it as a warm-up, or you could use it as a cool down. Just go a little easier. All right, so as always, we're going to start closer to the floor and then work our way up to standing. All right, so I'm just going to start in a seated position, and what I want to do is round into my back, tuck the feet into the floor, and then pull my chest forward, round into my back, and then I'm trying to roll my tailbone back, bring my chest forward, round into my back, roll the tailbone back, chest forward, and then I'm just increasing that range of motion. Can I start to do that range of motion without using my hands. And you see how I've just started to reach my legs out in front? That's because I needed that counterbalance. My hip flexors are pretty tight, so if I were to keep my knees bent, I'd fall backwards. So I'm just finding the position that's allowing me to open up and control this spine. Okay, from there I'm going to come back to my tall position. This time I'm going to perch my hands or post my hands behind and then start the same thing, trying to roll through the spine. Extension, flexion, extension, flexion. Then you're going to fall from one side, open up those hips as wide as we can, try and stay as tall as we can, going to the other side, opening up those hips, one side, other side. Maybe your hips are nice and open. Maybe you can start to try and do this without hands, but see how I start to fall backwards? Again, those tight hip flexors telling me I'm not quite there. So I'm gonna go back and try working and staying in a nice, smoother position. Remember, control is the name of the game. When I take those hands away, my hip flexors take over. The abs stop working. From here, we're going to drop down. We're going to go into a big rotation. Back we come to the neutral position, and we're just going to go for some little shoulder circles. Roll those shoulders behind us. So we've done our spine, we've done our hips, now we're doing the shoulders. And now I'm going to work on the neck. Try to keep that space between my chin and my shoulder. I don't want to fall down to the center. I want to stay really tall. Imagine you're trying to look behind you. Someone just came in behind you. Who is it? What are they doing? Get your eyes involved. Where the eyes go, the head goes. Where the head goes, the spine goes. From here, I'm going to counterbalance by bringing my legs out, slowly come down one vertebrae at a time, and then I'm going to bring those hands over my head. I'm going to go into my X roll that I love so much, connecting upper to lower body, right to left. Start leading with the lower body, then on your second rep, lead with the upper body, come back with the lower body. From here, we're going to start going into a gentle rock. Without rocking, we want to really find that flexion in the spine as we roll to the floor, and then extension through the hips and through the chest as we come to the apex on either side of the roll. Next one, I'm going to roll into that 90-90 position. Roll back, and then come to the opposite side. Now I'm going to tuck my left heel towards my hip, reach my right heel out. I'm coming into a half kneeling position. Back I come, opposite side. Moving as fast or as slow as you like. Once more, I'm gonna really reach forward this time. Reaching until I can come up onto my left leg. I'm gonna bring my right knee up as high as I can. Keep it up really high, keeping that flexion of the knee. When I get stuck, I'm going to internally rotate my hip to bring my heel up as high as I can. And then I'm going to reach all the way back with that right leg. Nose, chest, knees, toes, all in line on that left side. And I'm floating that right leg back as far as I can. Sitting into the hip. Really opening up the hips, now locking out that back leg. I'm going to take my right heel and I'm going to shift that to the floor, pushing off my left leg. I come across towards my right side. And I'm scrunching up my mat. So I'll come off that. I'll take that left heel to the floor, push back. Take my mat and pop it away from me, so it's not annoying us for the rest of the flow. Okay, so back I am with my left leg outside both hands, hips to the floor, lock out that right knee. This time I'm going to take that right leg and I'm going to reach forward, kicking through the gap between the left leg, the right hand, and slowly I come back. Onto my back, into my roll, opposite leg, left heel to the floor, reach that right leg out, and I'm reaching far enough forward until I stand all the way up, locking out that right leg, bring up the left knee as high as we can. And then I take that left knee out to the side, keeping it super flexed, internal rotation at that left hip. Start to reach that leg back. Nose, chest, knees, toes, all in one line as I slowly come to the floor. Drop those hips again, chest up. Take that left heel to the floor. Shift all the way back. Open up towards my back leg, towards my left leg. And then I take that right heel to the floor. Shift all the way over. From here, I'm going to take that left leg, kick through the gap between my left hand, right foot, and I'm rolling onto my back. Hands over the head again. I'm going to take that left leg up towards the ceiling. Slide my hands under the shoulders. Big extension through my upper back. Come back down, taking that left leg. I'm going to reach behind me. And I'm going to go for a full body extension. Reach all the way. Pull that left elbow into the belly button. From here, tricky one, I'm going to take my right leg, I'm going to pull it underneath my body and reach outside that right hand. Again, hips to the floor, chest up nice and high, ribs together. I'm going to take that left leg, kick forward, slowly come to the floor. From here, I'm going to take my right leg up this time, come across the body. Hands underneath the shoulders, big extension. Right leg comes back across the body, heel to the floor, left hand on the ground. I'm pushing through right heel, left hand, and I reach full body extension. From here, I pull that right elbow to the belly button, rounding my back, and then I push off that right leg again, pulling my left leg under the body, taking it outside my left elbow. From here, I'm going to kick forward once more with that right leg. This time I'm not going to roll onto my back. I'm going to go into that full body extension again. Up. And then I'm going to come onto the outside of my right foot, taking my left leg across the body and into a pigeon stretch. From here, I'm going to spiral my hands into the ground, slide my right leg forward, and I stand. Once more, taking that left knee up as high as I can. Start to circle or internally rotate that left hip. And this time I'm not reaching back, I'm reaching across my midline, reaching all the way out, trying to get all the way to the outside of my left shin. And now I'm in a cross sit position. I'm going to reach my right leg out,
pull behind, and I'm into a half kneeling position. From here, I'm going to rotate over my left thigh. I'm going to push my hands into the floor, and I pull into an all fours position. From here, I kick that right leg forward. I'm going to go into a tabletop position. Pull my hips back. I'm going to take that right leg underneath the body again. Full body extension. From here, I'm going to take that left hand, reach to the ceiling once more. Come back down. Again, I'm going to kick that right leg forward. Once more, I'm coming onto the outside of that right foot. This time, I'm taking the right leg, the left leg outside the left elbow. From here, I want to kick once more. We're going to do a full circle here. Keep coming around. Now, once I've done my full circle, I shift my weight over towards my right side, getting my left hand to the floor. Big extension of the hips, opening up the upper back as much as I can. I'm going to kick that left leg forward, coming onto the outside of that left foot, trying to manage this pull here. I'm going to come into my pigeon. From here, I'm going to reach that left leg forward. From here, I kind of forgot what I was going to do. So, perfect example. Just go where feels good. I'm going to pull that right knee towards my left heel, and I'm sitting into all fours position. And now I remember what I did. So I'm going to come back towards my right side, and now bring my weight over that right side, push into the floor. I'm into an all fours position. From here, I'm taking that left leg, reaching underneath the body, back into my tabletop. Big extension. Come back down. This time, I'm going to take the right knee under the body. Left leg kicks out. And then I come around again. And I'm going to go all the way around this pole because there's an obstacle in front of me. You can do the same thing. And now drop the heel on that left side, come across like you're coming under a pole, and a big switch, getting a nice rotation on the hips. And then I come into the opposite side, all the way around, rotate through the hips. Back I come to the center, and from here, I'm just gonna get my breath back with some nice, easy little waves and shakes. Onto the right side. I feel like I haven't been getting enough extension in this flow, so I'm really trying to work that upper back as much as I can, and then I'm going to come back into a downward dog. I'm going to hold this position, trying to increase that T-spine range of motion, somewhere that's so difficult for me to get into. And then I'm going to go into flexion. I'm going to do a spinal wave. Hips to the floor, chest to the floor, head to the floor. Big reach from my left leg. Oh, lots of work through the upper back. Opening up that chest again. I reach. And again, left leg outside the elbow. This time, shifting across to the right side. Again, trying to get more extension. Back to my plank, back to my downward dog. Not focusing on my hamstrings whatsoever. I'm just trying to get more and more extension through my upper back. Trying to lock out my elbows, push my hands through the floor. Another spinal wave. Rounding the back, bringing the hips forward to the floor, chest to the floor, head to the floor. Big reach from that right leg. Again, trying to work the upper back as much as we can. Really trying to open up, extend and express the chest up. Big exhale, big reach. Back down I come, shifting across, and I'm back into my little wave, getting my breath back. From here, I'm going to walk those hands out. Then I'm going to walk my feet towards my hands, and I'm going to turn it into a little bear crawl. Forwards, backwards, side to side, moving any which way I kind of want. And then I'm going to open it up. Big extension through the upper back. And then I'm going to turn it into some little monkey hops. Pushing my hands into the floor. Jumping through the hips. Why not go for a roll? Backwards roll. And I'm going to come up, reach, big extension again. Up, 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 up. Let it down, up. Let it down. Like I'm shaking out a sheet. Little bounce again. Gonna walk those hands out. Once more, gonna walk the feet up. And I'm into my bear crawl. Taking my time, I'm in no rush. I'm just strolling around, seeing what's happening, trying to give my back as much extension as I can. So I'm really focusing on pushing the floor away, spiraling through my palms and my elbows. Turning it into a crawl. Let's even out that roll. Let's go over the left shoulder and then back over the left shoulder. Onto the knees. Let's get my breath back again with some nice little waves. Bring everything down. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking about places that I haven't really worked. And I'm thinking my feet haven't got that much love. So I'm just gonna go forwards and backwards on the toes. Try and stretch out the back of the feet as much as we can. Moving from side to side on the feet. Opening up those hips now. Back into that 90-90 position. Just gonna roll through the pelvis. The great thing about flowing around like this is you start to see where it's really tight. And for me, it's always gonna be around that hip flexor. But after moving around for a few minutes like that, it's highlighted. So now I'm just gonna spend some time there. Little circles through the hips. Tailbone back, tailbone forward. Imagining your tailbone is on the face of a clock. Can you hit all the hours of the clock? Maybe I'll try and do it without my hands. That left hip is starting to flare up a little bit. I want to fight through cramp, but I don't want to fight through pain. I'll always check in on the breath. If I can't breathe, Good sign that I shouldn't be in that movement pattern just yet. Big switch, going to the opposite side. Trying to go both directions, clockwise, counterclockwise. Back we go to that neutral position. Check in on my side to side, and it's feeling a lot better, but still not 100%. So I don't want to push it. I still don't want to go into a place where I really don't have control. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking another place that I felt was quite tight was my ankles. So I'm just going to give those a little bit of focused attention. Driving my heel into the floor and push my knee over the toes. And then a big reach back, opposite side. I'm gonna bring both feet together and really try and work those heels to the floor. I'm going to try and do that keeping my back as extended as possible, and you can see that's quite hard for me, so that's why I'm slowing the movements down. And slowly coming out of it. Shaking everything out, getting nice and loose. And there we go. Flow. It doesn't have to be too technical, it doesn't have to be too crazy. I started off over there, I came up over here. As I was moving, I felt what was tight. I got stuck sometimes, I forgot what I had done on one side. So I did other things and figured it out. You don't have to be perfect with all of this. You don't have to look at Instagram and look at someone doing handstands and cartwheels and think, well, I'll never be like that. So what? Who cares? Do what you can do. Explore the ranges of motion you have. All right?